What's up, everybody? For those that don't know, my name is Snow Rock. Most people know me by Joey. Look here, today is a new day. It's a beautiful day, man. I've been at work all day, but I've been outside most of the day, and it's a beautiful day. Wish I had my fishing pole sitting by a lake somewhere, having a good time. But today I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and it's good. It's good to get talk to y'all. It's been a while. It has been a while. My apologies, my bad, but I'm working on it. I'm working, so that's what I've been working on, and work takes up a lot of my time. Like I say, I work 50-hour days. That's 50-hour weeks, 10-hour days. And you know what I'm saying, I got work, I got a job. I'm grateful, thankful, There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And, I don't know what's coming next. I don't know. I'm sitting here, trust and believe. Give it up to the man upstairs, let him deal with it. This ain't for me, this ain't my world. But this is a white man's world. That's crazy, but it's true. This is a white man's world. And I'm learning a lot more about there's a lot of poisons and stuff, and that's affects me personally, because I'm at a point where I'm trying to eat better, I'm trying to live longer, I'm trying to live my life to the best of my ability. That's what I'm trying to live my life, and I got to be healthy in order to do that, And for me, I lived on the razor's edge most of my life. I smoked like a broke stove for way too many years. I'm grateful. Next month I'll have stopped smoking 14 years. That's good for me, because any people that know me when I was smoking, I was like almost a chain smoker. I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and it was killing me. It was killing me, literally. I can breathe again. It feels good because me and my wife, we be getting out and doing hikes and climbing. We be climbing mountains. If you don't believe me, go back to the video. Stonewall Peak, best hike in San Diego. Go check that one out. Me and the wife, that's one of our regular hikes. But there's other ones. There's other places. Last week, me and the wife just just went down to the beach and just walked on the sand. Take your shoes off and walk on the sand. It's harder walking on the sand. So we go on hikes in mountains and places like that. And then you're always traversing the trail, whatever you have to step on, step over, climb through, or when you're out hiking, the terrain ain't a smooth concrete sidewalk. It's a livable path. It might be a game trail, anything, but it's a path. So you gotta, by being on those paths instead of just standing on a treadmill, you get more out of your workout, because you feel it more. You feel muscles that you didn't even know you wait a minute, I didn't use that. And this is a true story. I was excuse me. When I was this was about 4 years ago. So about 4 years ago I was working, and I was working at night. I was working splicing fiber optic cable. So I had pulled a muscle in my back, but it's one of the ones that wrap around your chest. And so my chest was tight, and I didn't know what was going on, and I was nervous. So I asked the dude I work with, because he's older than me, but he was in better shape than me too. And so, hey man, you ever had any chest pains? Nah, I ain't never had no chest pains. I'm like, you having chest pains? I'm like, yeah, kind of, not, like, man, well, look, man, so it was a big thing about, let's make sure you're okay. So I'm okay. I feel fine, I'm okay, I'm gonna be right here. You see me fall out, then call somebody. So after work, you know what I mean, you know, I made a deal with him because he was worried. He was like, man, you need to get checked. You need to get checked. I'm like, man, I'm going to get checked. After we finish the job, we're done for the night, right? Then I'm going to go to, you know what I'm saying, you know, urgent care or something like that. I'm not supposed to dial 911 over, you know what I mean? You know, I didn't know what it was, though. You know, like I said, I'm having chest pain. So you got to check yourself. You got to, you know what I'm saying, you know, pay attention to your health. Because if you don't take care of it, ain't nobody going to take care of it for you. And like I say, I'm out here living my best life. And this is the longest I've been out of prison since I was 9 years old. This is the best life I've ever lived. I'm a happy camper. You know what I mean? You know, I'm married. I'm about to be a grandpapa for the first time, you know. Nothing but blessings everywhere I turn. You know, every time I turn around, it's just, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm blessed by the best and praying for the rest. But it's still a lot going on, you know what I'm saying, you know, with work and, you know what I'm saying, you know, because the economy, everything is, you know what I'm saying, up in the air with tariffs or riots and, you know what I'm saying, and all this craziness, and, you know, people don't know what's going on. But, you know what I'm saying, what kind of support are we getting from our president? Send in the military. Shut them up. No protesting. It ain't allowed. What do you mean that ain't allowed? I thought that was the American way. Freedom of speech, right? No? Wait a minute. You wave that American flag and you tell me about, you know what I'm saying, you know, America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Well, where the free people at? I don't know. Anyway, off that subject. Back to the matter at hand. I've been, you know what I'm saying, you know, I've been busy. I haven't been doing as many videos as I should. And I apologize, but, you know what I'm saying, you know, I will be rectifying that. I'm working on it. It's still, you know what I'm saying, you know, a lot I got going on with life and everything. So, you know what I'm saying, y'all will make do. But I'm gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, you know, I keep something coming out. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, stay posted, keep watching, you know what I'm saying, hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, thumbs up for your boy, you know what I mean, one time. I appreciate it, you know, and when you share this, even if you share it to me, it helps the algorithm recognize my channel. Like I say, you know what I'm saying, you know, this is my hustle. I'm a small time hustle trying to make it. Thanks for helping me make it.